using input function to get input from the user and then print function to display the information on the screen. In Python, we use if statements to execute code conditionally. For example, if a specific condition is true, we run a block of code, and if the condition is false, we run another block of code. To write an if statement, write if, then the condition you want to check. Here we are checking if x is greater than 10, then a colon and then the code to execute. After that else, then again colon, then the code to execute. If the condition is true, the code in the if block will be executed, and if it is false, the code in the else block will be executed. As you can see, because the value of x is greater than 10, the if statement evaluated to true and displayed the text x is greater than 10 on the screen. One more very important thing to remember is that correct indentation is essential in Python. Unlike in other programming languages where we use curly brackets to indicate a block of code belonging to a specific conditional statement or function, we don't use curly brackets in Python. So indentation is required to separate blocks of code. Like here, because of the proper indentation, Python knows that this code is for the if statement. If I will remove this indentation, I will get the indentation error. In Python, we use for loops to repeat a specific task for multiple items. To write a for loop, write for and then the variable name that you want to use. If we want to loop through a list, we can use item as a variable name. But it's not like you have to use the name as item. You can name it anything. Like for movie in movies, then what you want to do, like print movie. This will iterate through all items in the list and print them. If you want to print numbers from 1 to 10, you can use for loop combined with the range function. For I in range 1 to 11, this range creates a sequence of integers. Here 1 is the start value and 11 is the stop value. So this will make a sequence from 1 to 10. The range function will stop at 11, so it won't be added in the sequence. After that, we are using I to iterate through all the items in the sequence and we will print them, and numbers from 1 to 10 is printed in our terminal. As we saw, the for loop takes a collection of items and executes the given code for every item in the collection. But what if we want to loop through a code as long as some condition is true? For that, we can use a while loop. To write a while loop, type while, then the condition, and then the code. If the condition is true, then the while loop will run until the condition becomes false. Like here, the condition was true until the value of I was less than or equal to 5. After it got greater than 5, condition became false and while loop exited. Now let's look at how to use functions in Python. We use functions to write block of code that can be reused multiple times in our program. A function can take one or more arguments and return a value. You can define a function using the def keyword, then the function name, and then in parentheses if